Welcome back to Diesel Works. Like I said in the last video, we are going to be flipping this frame over back to right side up. I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's quite wet. It's raining outside. So that really screwed up the ease of this, because I could just pull it out, flip it out in the parking lot where it's nice and open, and I might still do that. But for now, we'll see how it goes in here. We'll pick it up from this side, you know, kind of pick it up straight, and then start setting it down, but pull the bottom this way. So when it sets down, you know, it'll be opposite. It'll be kind of, actually when we bring it down, we're gonna hook these straps up this side to that fork over there. So that way it wants to flip this way. And then when it comes down, we're not fighting the strap going the other way. Sometimes you just can't win. So I set up the phone to record. I flipped the whole thing over, which was its own spectacular show, because it turns out it's way easier to do it with two people than one. I go look at the phone, it didn't record any of it. Or it did, but the storage was full, so it deleted it, or didn't record any of it. Can't win. But as you can see, it's now flipped over. Whoopee. Now I gotta dry it off because it's all wet. It's gonna rust. Spray it down with some like silicone spray or WD-40, because I'm pretty much done from here back. And I got a couple holes there and there to fill in. I might not, only because it's not like it's gonna be watertight, and it would be a good spot if I had to run lines. Instead of running them along the frame, I can run them through from there back. The other thing I'm still debating on is the factory crossmember for the transmission, how that's going to work, because obviously a factory trans isn't going back in. But I don't know if the new trans will line up similar so I can reuse the spots, because if not, these big old gaping holes on the side of the frame, they're just for access to get to the bolts, nuts, whatever you want. Yeah, the bolt goes through and then the nut, or however. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the bolt goes through. Whatever, you get my point. So got to figure that out. And then I got all this cleaned off, all these welds at least exposed, so I can cut this cross member out. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, pretty much the back's done, and I kind of did it out of order. I should have, as soon as I got the frame down or out, taken it to get sandblasted, and that way everything I'm working with is clean and fresh. But it didn't cross my mind until after I already started cutting it apart and screwing with it. And the more I thought about it, like I had said in previous videos, paint or brain fart, paint or powder coat. There we go. Think the easiest solution is to get it sandblasted. Saves me a ton of time on sanding and prep. So that's why I'm not too concerned about like some spot rust or flash rust from it sitting or getting wet. I mean, I'm going to try and keep it. See, like, look at it. already started. I mean, it wipes right off, but you know, that would be an issue if it wasn't for me getting it blasted anyway. So now we begin the front end removal. So I got my safety squints, and it's time to start cutting out this cross member. We don't need none of that where we're going. Now, the fun part is just, you know, following these welds. Here, actually, this goes, the cross member, it's under here. Now, for now, I'm gonna just cut along here. I'm about 99% sure we're gonna end up going with the what is it, Nikki Bobby or Nikki Williams long travel front coilover kit, and in his kit it replaces the whole upper control arm mount here, because it's like a frame, like an A-frame almost. And then, like I said in a prior video, we'll end up cutting the outer side of the coil spring bucket, housing, whatever you want to call it, spring perch. So, like I said, I realistically could just cut this long here, then get to the cross member welds, but I'm not 100% positive. You know, if for some reason we don't go with the that kit, then I don't want to screw myself in the future by destroying the factory coil or the factory control arm mount. So it'll just be something we go around, and then you can always cut more off later. So once we get through with that, then it's just waiting on the kit to get here. I know I've mentioned this in other videos too, but this bar is just welded in, and same thing with that one down there. The frame's leveled, like, you know, off the ground this way and this way. And it's, those bars are there, so once this gets cut in half, the each frame rail doesn't like spring out or go caught. Anyway, it just keeps them in line. So less talking, more cutting. little bit of a time gap between when I was last in here and now. A little bit of more work done too. I finally got, like I said, the cross members out. Got it ground down. Gonna have to, went a little too low there, fill that in, and then weld in here and here. Cut out some holes, or cut out some, I guess, plate out of the old frame and fill these holes in. These I can probably just do with weld. And then I got underneath too, because the cross member goes under. Ground that down, and then got my finger. I got that ground down, and I keep turning you around. I gotta grind this down. The what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart. The K-member kit is finally gonna be here. It'll be here a couple days. I got confirmation from shipping that it's finally here, and we will, once that comes, finally be able to hack the front off here. I think what I'm going to do is, I did MIG weld everything else in the back just because it was the easiest method. S&W Performance is who makes the back half kit, and I had asked them, does it matter if I TIG it or MIG it? And they said, nah, MIG's fine. But I need all the practice I can get with a TIG. It's still new to me. It's, my welds are decent at best. But this is a really kind of easy place to go with. I mainly got the TIG for aluminum specialty stuff. And I guess the biggest thing is the chromoly cage that's going to go in this, because to get an 850 cert, it's got to be TIG welded. So I've been wanting to get a TIG before that, before this started. And now that it gave me an excuse to actually pull the trigger and get it. So I've been practicing, here and there when there's time. And whenever I get the cage, you can get a box of they might even call it practice parts, but just stuff to get a feel for how the chromoly welds. I've never dealt with it. I've only ever done mild steel, aluminum, basic stuff. It's all new to me. So I'm hoping I don't butcher it, because it's only my life in the hands of my welds. So hopefully, if they ever are tested, I did okay. So we'll come back to this Monday. It's Friday now, whenever the K-member shows. And then we will check that out, make sure it's not destroyed somehow from shipping, and then get it put together. So, all right, guys. See ya.